All right. Welcome again to Bloomerang Academy. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm very excited about today's topic. We are going to be talking about Qgiv's text giving and how you can connect that with Bloomerang. Joining us today is Justin Cook, who is the product marketing manager at Qgiv. Welcome, Justin. Thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, I'm so happy to join you guys here. And let me go ahead and take over the screen here. So hi, everyone. Thank you for that introduction, Diana, and thank you everybody for joining us today. My name is Justin Cook. I'm the product marketing manager here at Qgiv. I've been with Qgiv for a little over 2.5 years, and the digital marketing and optimizing the user journey are my areas of expertise. I enjoy volunteering at many different nonprofits here in Lakeland, and I actually head up our volunteer committee here at Qgiv, and I do have 5 animals. Hmm. Hmm. Can you hear me?
We can hear you, but the screen says you started sharing, but we don't see your slides yet.
Okay. So I am completely frozen on my screen. So welcome to 2021.
There we go.
Good Lord. Okay. Welcome to 2021 and our virtual environment. How crazy is that? That's actually the first time that that's happened to me. So once again, my name is Justin Cook. I am the product marketing manager here at Qgiv. My areas of expertise are digital marketing and optimizing the user journey. And I have 5 animals. I always set this up when I was at home for our presentations because they would love to make random appearances during my webinars. But luckily, I'm in the office today, so no random appearances from them today. But we already have started out with technology issues, so good start today. So here's a little bit about what we're going to be covering today. So we're going to dive into text giving and how your organization could use the text giving tools to engage your donors and to raise more funds for your organization. So we'll dive into why you should use it and how to use text giving. We'll show you some use cases and examples that your organization can use from different Qgiv clients that have used our text giving tools in the past. We'll give you an overview of our text giving tools and dive into the dashboard that we have here at Qgiv so that you can see what that looks like in the Qgiv dashboard. We'll look into the Bloomerang integration with Qgiv and how we can actually map over the different campaigns that you'll be running through the Qgiv platform into your Bloomerang account. We'll go over the pricing and support that we offer here at Qgiv for all of our different packages, including our text giving tools. And we'll have a Q&A section here at the end so that we can answer any of your questions that you have about any of our tools or about Qgiv in general, or Bloomerang as well with Diana. So let's take a quick poll. Who has used text giving in the past? And for today's poll, we're going to have a special offer. So those that participate will automatically be entered into a drawing to win a Qgiv notebook. So make sure to participate for today. We will send a follow-up email after the recording to let the winners know and how we can get them to receive that notebook itself. So in the meantime, let's talk a little bit about some of the pro tips that we suggest that your organization can use to improve text giving. We'll go over some of these later in the presentation, so don't feel obligated to have to write these down now. So number one, use tracking codes to monitor your performance. So I always suggest this. You want to know how effective your campaign is. And one of the best ways you can do that is to actually send out tracking codes with your links themselves. So those are things like Bitly, those are things like UTM. So those are linking back to your donation form. Highly suggest those so you can see how many people are actually clicking on your links and then how many people are donating to your organization based on the different communication pieces that you put out. Another thing, ask your donors what they want to hear about. We'll dive into this a little bit later, but you are able to send out specific communications to your donors, and you are doing that probably right now through email communication and social posts. Ask them what they want to hear about. Do they want to hear any updates on your company, any new company news, how fundraising progress is going for a specific campaign? anything about your organization, upcoming events, volunteer opportunities. Ask them what they want to hear, and you'll be able to actually send out text messages to the donors that want to hear about those different pieces. And another thing here too is tailor the communication to your audience. So we'll dive into who prefers text giving. So make sure that when you are sending out those text messages and you're running your appeals, that you keep your target audience in mind for text giving, and you're tailoring your messaging to that specific audience. So Diana, what do we have?
Those are some great tips, Justin. It looks like 77% of our attendees today have not used text giving in the past. 16% of the organizations already use it. 8% have used it at a previous organization.
Awesome. Well, now I get to tell 77% of you why text giving is important, right? And we'll reiterate some of the other pieces that why your organization should use text giving. So let's start with, why is text giving important right now? Well, donors are super busy with work and life, and I know that it's been beaten over the head, but the pandemic has definitely put in a different type of obstacle for your organization to raise funds. So engaging them donors virtually when they're so busy with work, they're so busy with life, so many different things that are going on, it's very difficult for your organization to reach and engage those donors, but you still need to raise those funds, right? So how can we connect with those donors and engage them with all of those difficulties and obstacles that we're seeing? And the way to do that is through text giving. Texts are such a powerful communication tool. There are many interesting statistics about why text message communications are so effective. So the first one is 91% of Americans own a smartphone, and they look at them around 80 times a day. This means that you'll reach a very wide audience when you're using text giving. And considering that they're looking at their phones 80 times a day, they're going to see your message. 98% of text messages are read within the first 5 minutes. So you are almost guaranteed here that donors will see your message and that they will most likely click through to donate to your organization. And the average text donation amount through the Qgiv platform is $102.65. And already many of your donors are using their phones to make transactions, using some of the best practices that we outline throughout this presentation will make giving via text even easier than paying their phone bill. So there are many opportunities for you to connect with your donors and inspire their generosity. If you are considering adding text communications and text appeals to your fundraising toolkit, it's important to understand who wants to donate by text. And luckily, we have some insights from our recent generational giving report that will shed some insight. So we interviewed over 1,300 donors who'd made a gift within the last 12 months about their donation preferences. So the first stat here is that 10% of donors prefer to give by text. And while 10% doesn't seem like a massive number, it's important to know who likes to give by this. And the younger generations are our target audience here with text giving. So Gen X, Millennials, Gen Z, most of them prefer text giving as their preferred method of giving to your organization. And I think, to no surprise, baby boomers are not in that generation that prefer to give by text. Only 7% of our baby boomers that responded preferred to give by text. So we are going after the younger generations. So you should be tailoring your communications to this audience. Another reason text giving is so versatile, it's insane. I mean, you can use it for your year-round fundraising campaigns to send out outbound messages to encourage donors to give to your organization. You can use it during your year-end campaigns. You can also use it during your Giving Tuesday campaigns or any other giving days that you have coming up. You can use it during events such as galas and races to encourage donors on site to give to your organization, whether you're hosting or a hybrid event, or if you're doing an all virtual event. Text giving is there to help your organization raise the funds that it needs and engage donors to raise more funds. You can also utilize it in your peer-to-peer events. Not only can your organization use it to reach out to participants, to potential participants to work with your organization to raise funds on your behalf, you can also enable your participants to use text giving as well through Qgiv's peer-to-peer platform as well. So not only will you be able to raise funds through text giving, your participants will also be able to raise funds for your organization through text giving as well. You can also use it during silent auctions to run last-minute appeals or any other fund and need appeals that you need during your event. It's very versatile. You can use it on almost any campaign that you have, and it is a highly engaging way to get donors to donate to your organization. So let's go over some text giving best practices. First and foremost, keep your keywords simple. We call it KISS, keep it short and simple. We've heard that over and over again. The harder and the longer your keyword is, the more likely your donors are going to forget it, and the more likely that you have autocorrect mess it up or your donors mess it up themselves. So keep your keywords short and simple. So some of these examples here that are no, feed all the kids in Lakeland 2019, that's too long. Too many possibilities for the donors to mess it up. The Lakeland Food Pantry here, that second example, that it's just a bunch of things, bunch of letters back to back to back that no one's really going to remember. So here are some great keywords that your organization could use. LRC Gala, very short, very simple, to the point. Feed Florida, Eagle 19, super easy keywords, very easy to remember, and it leaves almost no room for error on the part of your donors. The next thing is to test your keywords. So if you want to know if it's going to work, you need to test it. And not only do you need to test it, you should enable different board members, you should enable different donors, you should enable coworkers to also test it on their phones as well. Some things that you're looking for here and some questions that you're trying to answer as you go through this process of testing. Is it too hard? Is it too hard not only for you to remember, for all or the other people within your organization that are testing it for you? Is it too hard for them to remember? If it's too hard for them, it's most likely going to be too hard for your donors to remember as well. Check on autocorrect. Does autocorrect mess it up? If it does, then we need to figure out how to change that. We need to work around the autocorrect to make sure that it's not going to continue to mess it up, because the autocorrect will make it hard for donors to give to your organization. And does anyone keep forgetting? Again, it goes back to having it short and sweet. You don't want it too long. If people are forgetting it, it means that it's going to be hard for your donors to remember as well. The next thing, promote your keywords. You could have the simplest keyword of all time, but people won't be able to donate if they don't know that you have it. So make sure to write it down. Make sure to include it in all of your different appeals that you're sending out, whether that's through your live virtual event, your virtual events during your live stream. When you're running appeals, make sure to show that progress on your screen. Pull up your text keyword and the text number as well. Put in your emails and your social posts. Give donors the option to give however they want to your organization. You can also include it in your direct mail appeal. So when you are sending out direct mail, you're typically asking for your donors to either send cash back or to write a check back to your organization, or include their credit card information through some type of form back to through the mail. If they don't want to do that, write down your text keyword as well, because that'll give them an option to donate to your organization through their phone as well. So make sure to include that in your direct mail appeals. And again, everywhere. If you have a billboard, if you have a mobile truck that you just write some stuff down and that's how you advertise, wherever you are advertising, make sure to write down your text giving keyword so that donors know that you have it and they can give to your organization as easy as possible. Another best practice is to use it wisely. So while text communication is very effective and it's highly personable, it's also extremely easy to overuse. And while occasional texts are very powerful, constant texts are intrusive. So you can see here in this first example, they sent 4 text messages in the matter of 1 minute. I don't know about you, but if I got 4 text messages in a matter of a minute, I'm trying to figure out if someone's dying or I'm going ahead to unsubscribe from that list from that organization. So don't overuse it. Don't abuse it. Make sure that you are making your appeals very short and sweet, to the point, and don't send them too often. Here is a great example of one of those types of appeals that you can run. It is one message, it is to the point, it adds the appeal to it, and they include their text keyword and their 5015, the text giving number, which is 50155. So make sure to use it wisely. Don't over communicate. Otherwise, you're only going to drive your donors away. So let's take a look at how some other organizations have used text giving here with Qgiv. So the first example that we have is Fresno Mission. They integrated text giving into their Giving Tuesday campaign in 2020. They used a very simple keyword, Fresno. very hard to mess up Fresno. And they also included in many of their appeals, as you can see here in their social post, they included their text donate keyword. They included a link back to their their donation form online, and they ran a great appeal that had specifically a large emphasis on recurring donation. So they tied their keyword to a recurring donation in the Qgiv platform, which your organization can do as well. So definitely a useful keyword for any giving day, especially Giving Tuesday as well. Another great example is Junior Achievement of Northern California. So they used text giving during their virtual gala, and they exceeded their $300,000 fundraising goal. So throughout the live stream, they ran multiple appeals. So as you can see here, they have their fundraising thermometer, and when they were running those appeals, they included their text to donate keyword, their text phone number as well, 50155. They included their thermometer. And another thing that they did is they had a scrolling banner at the bottom of their live stream with the different donors, with different donor names as they were giving. So they were able to show that appreciation and give that public appreciation to those donors that wanted to. So this is a perfect example of how to use text giving during a virtual event. And something that I always like to bring up is that they ran one last appeal during the night. I think it was about an hour and a half in. They pulled up their thermometer. They were 90% of the way. And within 10 minutes of pulling up that fundraising appeal one last time, they hit their $337,000. So they ended up pushing their fundraising goal 12% over what their actual goal was. So that is an awesome example. Another great way for you to use that during your live stream events. Another great example is Pilgrim Pines. So Pilgrim Pines hosted a phone-a-thon, and they used text giving to help out with that. So they created this specific graphic here, text Pines to 50155, and they included that pretty much everywhere that they needed to. So all of their social media posts, all of their emails, and something cool that they did on their social media was that they posted video testimonials from employees about why the work that they're doing is and how their work is impacting their community. So that was something really cool to see. They also included volunteers and camp goers as well on their social media, and they included links back to both their event page, and they included their text keyword and their phone number, to donate to the organization through text. So very versatile uses. Text giving is a great platform for your organization to use. So let's take a look at Qgiv's text giving system. I'm going to switch tabs here. So the first thing that I want to show you is how we can help you set up your keyword. So our support team will be helping you get your keyword set up within the Qgiv system itself. And basically all we're going to do is you'll be able to tie a specific keyword to a form. So let's say, we're going back to our examples that we just talked about. If you're having a specific Giving Tuesday campaign, you can actually tie that keyword to one of your specific Giving Tuesday campaign landing pages that you set up in donation forms. So this will be where donors land after they text your keyword. Another thing that we'll be able to do is you'll actually set up your short code right here. So remember, we're looking to keep it short. We're looking to keep it simple. Don't want it too long. We want to make sure that donors remember what that keyword is. The last thing your organization can do is actually tie this keyword to a specific donation amount. Basically, all that means is that when donors text your keyword to 50155, the option to include the donation amount that they have, if they don't enter one, it'll automatically be selected when they go to that donation form from that text. So let's say we put 100 in here, someone texts Pines to 50155, they click on our donation form. When they get onto our donation page, it will automatically be selected the $100. So it takes all of the guesswork out for donors, and it's easy for them to then finish up and give to your organization. Some other cool things that you can do through Qgiv's text giving platform is send outbound messages. So this is a really cool feature for your organization to communicate to your donors, to send out appeals, to communicate about company updates like we were talking about earlier. If you want volunteer opportunities or upcoming events, text giving is very versatile for your organization to use. So setting up a text message here in Qgiv is very simple. So we use what's called a WYSIWYG. So WYSIWYG is what you see is what you get. So it's a very straightforward for your organization to set up. And when you do actually save the WYSIWYG, it'll show up exactly as you put it in here. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to name our message. This is the internal message. So the name of the message internally. So nobody sees this, just your organization. So we'll call this one Qgiv. We'll dive in a little bit later into setting up a template, but you can go ahead and pre-select a template here, or you can create a new one. I'm going to go ahead and select our template that we have already set up for this. Something really cool to point out here is what we call tags. So tags are a great way for your organization to personalize messages to your donors through text message. So for example, here we have one tag here for the first name. So that when we send out this text message to our donors, the first name of that donor will pop up right there. And so while in the back end, this is how it shows up. When that message actually gets sent to the donor, let's say it's for me, for Justin, it'll say, Justin, support children in need. So that added personalization is something that your organization can use to raise more funds. We have a few other tags here as well that you can use. You can dynamically insert your organization's name in here. You can also include the email of the donor, their last name, and their phone number as well. So there's a lot of power in tags, a lot of way for your organization to personalize how you're sending out those different text messages. So if you did create a new template, you can actually save the template down here. If you want to delete the template, you can do that here. There's an easier way to do that, which I will show you later. But let's say we're good with this message. We're going to go ahead and click continue. The next thing that we need to do is we need to select the contact. Okay. We need to send the contact list. So you'll see here that we have our subscriber list already set up. So I'm going to go ahead and select that list. And I'm going to, and the next thing that we're going to do is we need to schedule when we're going to send this message. So we can send it now. So for example, if I click send it now and click continue, this message will automatically be triggered and sent to the contact list that I had set up there, which was subscribe. But we can also schedule a specific message. So if you don't want to send it now and you want to schedule it, let's say a day out from your event, you can do that here. All you have to do is click on the date here. I'm going to select this for next Monday, and I'm going to send it out at 5:52. The next thing that we can do here is we can actually see a test of our message. So we want to test our tags. We want to make sure that our message is showing up correctly. All we have to do here is click send test message, and you'll enter the phone number that you want to send that to, and then you'll send a test message. If you find any troubles, you can then make changes to your event if you need to as well, to the message as well. So once we're done there, we can go ahead and save it, and our message is scheduled to go out next Monday. Okay. Sorry about that. Technology issues today. It seems to be a theme. Okay, so the next thing that I want to show you are the templates that we can set up for sending messages. So this is super simple. As you can see, the test one that we had set up for our message earlier is already set up here. So if I wanted to go in here and edit it, I can give it a new name. I give it test 2. I can change up the different tags, the different content that we have in here, and I can save it. I can also delete it if I wanted to, or I can create a brand new template from here. And again, you have full capabilities of what we were just showing you before in here. It is a WYSIWYG, super easy to set up, and we can tailor messages based on what we need to right here. We'll name this Qgiv 1, and then we'll add a new template. So super easy for your organization to use, sending out messages, setting up templates, very easy for your organization. It does not take a long time at all to get set up. Under the history tab here, you'll be able to see the number of messages that you've already sent, how many credits you have left for those messages, and any overages that you might have occurred during the billing period. So something that we were talking about earlier was contact lists. So contact lists are a way for donors to subscribe to your different communications, and that you can easily send out those communications to them based on the list. So one of the examples that we used earlier was subscribing to events, right? You can also have individuals, donors sign up for newsletters as well to give company updates, and pretty much anything else you can think of, volunteer work, and Giving Tuesday appeals, things like that. So you have a wide variety of things that you can do here. And setting up a contact list in here is super easy as well. So again, the list name, you can name it whatever you want. I'm going to go ahead and name this one newsletter. And we're going to actually set up a specific keyword for our contact list. So this is separate from our donation keyword. So when donors text in that keyword for the donation amount, they would have to do this separately. So this is another type of communication that you can do. You can add this into your receipts to ask them to subscribe to the different communication pieces that you have through text message. You can send out emails specific to this. You can even post it on your social media if you want to keep donors engaged as well. So great retention technique here to keep donors informed on all of the things that are going on in your organization so that they continue to give to you. So here, all I'm going to do is I'm going to type in newsletter for our keyword. It's going to be newsletter too. Here you can set up a internal description. So this is nothing that anybody else sees. This is just for your internal use. So you can describe what it is that your donors have signed up for. Another awesome thing here are the specific text messages that get sent out based on the things that they do. So these are automatic. So the first one here is our confirmation text. We can actually tailor this to insert, let's say, the first name, like your organization, and say, and tailor this to whatever your donors are opting into. So really cool feature for you guys to do. If they're already subscribed, they can get an automated message based on that. And if they do decide to opt out, you can do that here as well. And then all you have to do is click save. Super simple, super straightforward, very easy for your organization. If you need to import a specific contact list, whether you want to do that from Bloomerang or if you are on site at an event and you're just collecting different donor names, emails, and phone numbers, you can actually import a file here and attach it to the specific list that we just set up as well. So another great way and easy management tool for your organization. The last tab here are the members that are subscribed to this newsletter. So we don't have any members here. I'm going to go ahead and switch over to our subscribe. And what you'll see here is the donor information that you have on the members that are subscribed to this list. So you'll have phone number, first name, last name, email address, and whether they are opted into this specific list or not. You can click edit, but the only things that you can edit are their first name, last name, and email. And if you want to delete them, it's easy as just clicking delete there and they're gone out of the system. So another awesome feature that you get with Qgiv and our text giving tools is something that we call FundHub Live. So FundHub Live is a great way for your organization to show off your fundraising progress during your live events, or really anything that you have going on. You can use this for Giving Tuesday. You can use this for any other giving day. You can use this for year-round fundraising as well. It's just an easy way for your organization to show off the fundraising progress that you have for this campaign. So specifically for this one, for our text giving campaign, we've set up our keyword here. We've asked our donors to include the donation amount and then their first and last name. So this page operates like many of our other pages here at Qgiv, where it's an easy drag and drop. And when you go to edit these, again, these are WYSIWYG. So very easy for your organization to customize. And the drag and drop, if we wanted to add a Twitter feed here, we can. It's as easy as that. We click update and boom, we're pulling in Qgiv from our Twitter handle here. Everything on this page is customizable. So you can change the banner up here at the top. You can change the footer here at the bottom to match any of the different branding that you have going on for specific campaigns. You can change all the colors here. So even though we have green set up here, I can easily change our thermometer to blue and I can click update, and then I can change our theme. So let's say we wanted to go to a deeper blue. And now I've updated our page to look more in terms of branding, whatever I wanted to switch it to. So this is just some of the powerful features that you can use for FundHub Live. And it matches you can match your branding easily, and you have a ton of different options here to include. I can't go into all of them, but definitely something very useful for your organization to raise more funds when you're actually hosting a live event or anytime during your Giving Tuesday campaigns or your year-round fundraising appeals. So the last thing that I want to dive into is some of the other great features that you get with our text giving tools. So when we are running a specific text giving campaign, you can click edit here. And this will pull up some of our settings that we have tied to this campaign. So as you can see, we've already given it a name for a Qgiv demo. It has our short code, our keyword that we have attached to it. Again, we can add the description that we want here. We can actually enable this for a specific time frame. So if we wanted to start this a couple of weeks before our event and end on our event, we can do that. If you're using it for a year-round campaign, you don't have to use this. You can also set this here to require amount when someone is texting in. So instead of them, if a donor text Qgiv demo without a donation amount, we can actually have an error message show up that says that they need to enter a specific donation amount. If we don't have that option, though, when they get the follow-up form, they'll have to actually select the donation amount. But it's not a big deal, but just something that your organization could use, especially if you want to tie a specific donation amount to your keyword. The rest of this is really, really interesting stuff that your organization can use to tailor to your needs. So down here, you'll have the complete your gift message. So if someone just texts in and they'll get what's called the pledge. So this will fill in with your specific donation form URL, and they'll click through that and they'll finish their form. After they give to your organization, you can actually tailor this to say whatever you want. So if you want to tailor your specific message from your Giving Tuesday campaign and then add in some information about how they can stay involved, like we were talking about with the contact list before, this is an easy way to do that. You can also use this for donor retention. If you want someone from your Giving Tuesday campaign to go and check out more information, you can include links here. Just whatever you want, thank donors, show appreciation, however you want to, you can actually tailor these messages to whatever you need. The last thing, and this is the coolest feature, I think, out of all of this, is what we call reminder messages. So as we were talking about in this example above, if a donor decides to text in your keyword and they don't complete their gift, we can actually set up an automated message that goes to that donor to complete their gift. So for example here, this reminder message is on a specific date and time, on one day after they have signed up to give to our organization. So they've already pledged that they want to give to us, but they haven't completed that gift. So at exactly 1 day's time after they've done that, we're going to go ahead and send them this follow-up email, to this follow-up text message to say, hey, thank you for pledging. Please visit this URL to complete your gift on the donation form and learn more about our organization here. And it's super easy to set up multiple reminders if you want. You can also do a specific date and time. So for example, if you have an event, if you're hosting an event and you want to send this out exactly at 5 o'clock the next day, you can do that here as well. So a lot of power here within Qgiv itself makes it super easy for your organization to continue working with your donors and providing them an easy option to donate to your organization. So now we're going to go to the Bloomerang integration and how this works. So we have already authenticated using the Bloomerang username and password, but it's super easy for your organization to do. Not very difficult at all. And I'm actually going to delete this so that I can actually show you what this looks like. So now we want to go ahead and map over our text giving campaign from our Qgiv dashboard to our Bloomerang dashboard. So all we need to do, we click on add export type, and you can select the specific text campaign here. and then you'll add your mapping. So you'll choose whichever donation form that you have your keyword tied to. You'll choose the text campaign that we were talking about earlier right here. And then we'll map it to our specific fund that we have in Bloomerang. So I have mine set up here for my text giving campaign, and then I click save. And it's as easy as that. We can also add different types of custom fields. So one thing that we do like to call out, if you are asking for like a t-shirt size for different events, you can actually map over that specific field from Qgiv into your Bloomerang dashboard. So you can see all of that information from the Qgiv dashboard into Bloomerang itself. And then all you have to do is run export. These can be set up automatic as well. But it is a great integration, very robust for your organization to use to raise funds. And when we go into the Bloomerang dashboard, you will see our different fund that we have set up here for our text giving campaign. So yeah, so it's super easy to use, super simple to set up. Great way for your organization to transfer information from Qgiv into the Bloomerang dashboard. Okay, so let's talk about all of the different packages that we have here for Qgiv's text giving platform. So all of the features that you saw today were based off of our mobile suite package. So our mobile suite package includes what we call our text to donate. So that is our form-based mobile fundraising method. And you'll see this here, how that operates. So a donor texts in your keyword to 50155. They'll get a follow-up message that it has a link to your specific donation form. And then all they have to do is visit the mobile form from that text message to complete their donation. And they'll receive this thank you for completing your pledge after they've done that. So super easy, super quick, straightforward way for your donors to give. Within the mobile suite package is included of everything that we talked about today. So you'll custom keywords, outbound messaging, the subscription list that we talked about earlier, the contact lists. You'll be able to accept pledges and then actually send out those automated reminder messages so that donors end up completing their gift, and you'll also get access to the Fund Hub Live that we showed earlier. An example of one of those reminder messages that we have here. So thank you again for pledging your support. This is a friendly reminder to complete your donation at Qgiv. So reminder messages, great way to get donors to complete their pledge on your donation form. So let's see this in action. So don't just take our word for it about how easy it is to use. So you can actually do this right now. So if you pull out your phones, I'll pull out mine here as well. And all you need to do is go to your text messages and text Qgiv demo text to 50155. 155. Enter in your name, your donation amount, and you can include your first and last name, either or. And then you can use our demo credit card. It does not get charged. It is a demo credit card that we have in a demo account. And you'll be able to see how easy it is for your donors to give to you through text. So let's do this. Qgiv demo text. And it's as easy as that. So I already got the pledge message. All I have to do is click on the donation form. And when you do complete your text message, your donation, this is the Fund Hub Live that we were talking about earlier. So as everyone gives through the donation form, the donation thermometer here will actually increase, and your first and last name, including your donation amount, will also show up here as well. So it is a great way for your to show off, and you can see my name pop up right there. So yeah, it is an awesome way and an awesome feature for your organization to use. We also have what's called text to give. So text to give is the bill to carrier option. So while text to donate is the form-based option where they text in the keyword and the short code and receive a text message to complete their donation on a specific donation form, text to give is the bill to carrier method. So basically All that means is that when donors enter your keyword and the short code, the donation amount is automatically billed to their phone bill. So they don't have to go to a donation form. It'll just be charged to their phone bill, and all of that will be handled through the Mobile Giving Foundation. So you can have custom keywords, and they have to be tied to a specific donation amount. So the different amounts for text to give are 5, 10, 25, and then 50. And you can do that both for one-time and recurring gifts as well. So it is a way for your donors to give through a recurring method as well. And you have any custom keywords that you can think of. The one thing about this is that it is a one-step process for donors. So instead of them having to text and then go to the form, all they have to do is send in the text and then reply with their zip code, and it automatically gives the amount and bills it to their phone bill. So another great way for your organization to accept donations from donors as well. And of course, we love talking about our Qgiv and Bloomerang integration. So we've had a lot of testimonials over the years about how easy and great the integration between Qgiv and Bloomerang is. And you can see here, bikes not bombs. One of the main highlights here is that when they did set up the integration, they saved hundreds of hours of manual entry of data. So very useful tool, very great for your organization to use, and highly suggest checking it out. So let's talk about pricing. So the mobile suite package, which includes all of the features that we talked about today, which is the text to donate, which is the form-based method, the reminder messages, the outbound text messages, the subscription lists, our screencasting with the FundHub Live, and custom keywords is $129 a month. But if you pay quarterly and want to save a little bit of money, you can pay at $297 a quarter. For text to give, that is all through the Mobile Giving Foundation. So all of these fees that you see here are out of our control, and they are set by the Mobile Giving Foundation specifically. So it is an annual fee of $1,788, and it is an additional $1,188 for any additional keywords that you want to add. It is a $350 application fee to the Mobile Giving Foundation. And as we talked about before, there is a way for you to set up both one-time donations and recurring donations. And remember, this is the donations billed to the cell carrier, so the phone bill. We also have all of these other great packages. So our start package includes our online donation forms and our event registration forms. We also have our data package. So our data package includes our CRM integration, so it would be required for the Bloomerang integration, but you'll also be able to tap into any email integrations. We have an online integration with QuickBooks, and we have hundreds of other connections through the Zapier custom integrations app. You'll also gain access to our custom reports. So our standard reports that we offer here at Qgiv are great and very robust, but custom reports will help you save time and save those specific reports that you need to set up and export within the Qgiv dashboard. You also gain access to advanced statistics. So this does take about a year to build up, but once you've had a year of data, you will be able to gain access to a lot of the advanced statistics that will help you raise more funds in the long run. We also have our peer-to-peer package. So peer-to-peer is a great way for your organization to enable your donors to raise funds on your behalf. And included in our peer-to-peer package is unlimited peer-to-peer events. As long as you have the package added, you'll gain access to our event builder, which is as easy as we were showing you earlier with the FundHub Live, just a simple drag and drop. You'll gain access to individual and team fundraising in a virtual store, badges and leaderboards, and you'll also have peer-to-peer text giving as well. So that's where your participants can use text giving to raise funds on your behalf. Peer-to-peer is a great way for your organization to expand their reach. So definitely highly recommend that. We'll also have our auctions package. Our auctions package is through a app-based and a web-based. So if donors don't want to download an app to their phone, they can access the auction through our web-based option as well. As long as you have the auctions package, you will be able to host unlimited auction events. You can run fund and need appeals. You can have event purchases such as drink items and raffle tickets. And the whole process for checking in, checking out, it's super easy for you. If you've ever run a paper bid, auction, you know how painful it is. And the Qgiv platform makes it super easy for you guys to check out. As soon as you click checkout, it charges everyone. There's no need to go and find donors and ask them to write down their credit card information and things like that. It'll all be handled through the app or through the web-based platform itself. One great thing about Qgiv's packages are that you are able to add or remove whatever your need is. So if you only want to use mobile suite for 1 month, all you have to do is add that package for 1 month. If you just want to use peer-to-peer for 1 month, you can do that as well. And same thing for auctions. So you only pay for the fundraising tools when you need them. But if you're looking for a very robust platform to help you raise more money year round, then the everything package is for you. So our everything package includes unlimited access to our donation forms, our event registration, peer-to-peer events, the text to donate platform that we saw today, and our auctions. It is $3.99 a month, which is prepaid annually at $4,788. But it is a great way for your organization to take that next step in your fundraising tools. So I highly recommend that, and you'll gain access to all of our great tools that we have here at Qgiv. So now we're at the point to talk about any questions that you have.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Justin. I'm always amazed at all of the information you can squeeze into less than an hour. I feel like there's so many things you can talk about, especially when it comes to text giving. We do have a couple of questions here. First, is the subscribe list generated from Bloomerang and imported into Qgiv? Where does that come from?
So the subscription list people can subscribe 2 ways. One is the keyword that we showed you. So you would set up a specific subscription keyword for them to subscribe to that list. If you would like to import that list into Bloomerang, and I think, Brendan, you can correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think we have an integration specifically for the subscription list, but what you can do is you can download that list and manually import it to that specific list within Qgiv.
That's correct. Yeah, it's not going to sync between the two systems, but you absolutely can source that list from Bloomerang or any other tools that you might have those numbers stored in to be able to pull into our subscription list very easily. It's very simple import process.
Yeah.
Awesome. And speaking of subscription lists, what are some good ways to build your subscription list and encourage current donors to opt into receiving texts?
Yeah, so what we were talking about a little bit earlier with the subscription list, include it everywhere. So one way to do that is in receipts that you have. We always talk about it in donor retention is how do you continue to keep your donors involved? So you don't want just one-time donors to just fall off the wagon. You want to keep them involved. And one of the great ways that you can do that is including that on your thank you pages, on your receipts. You can send out specific messages on like social media and email marketing as well to show them how they can keep involved in your organization and to keep learning about things that are coming up, including events, including any company news that you have, any updates on campaigns, like if you want to send them how your Giving Tuesday campaign went. So that's a great way to do it. We have a couple of great resources here at Qgiv for our donor retention techniques, and that's definitely one of them is making sure that you include that in your thank yous and your receipts.
Yeah, and I just dropped a couple links into the chat. I was kind of waiting for us to get to this QA section. You guys dumped a bunch of questions on us. I was trying to keep up, but those resources that Justin's referring to are a couple of those blog articles that I just dropped in. They're really useful. Really makes it easy, breaks it down for you, how some of those best practices around the opt-ins as well as marketing from a text fundraising standpoint.
Awesome. Thank you, gentlemen. We'll include those links when we send out the email as well. Mm-hmm. Now, when you send a message to your subscribe list and someone opts out, will they be automatically removed from the list?
Yeah, if you remember, we were showing you earlier, there by my name of the subscription, it had a status of whether I was opted into that list or not. If they do unsubscribe, then they'll automatically be updated in the system itself to say that they are opted out.
Okay. Can you send only to a select group, or when you send, it goes to everyone subscribed?
You can select a group. So that was one of the things that I wasn't able to show because I was having some technical issues on my side and something that I wanted to cover. But when you actually select the list that you send to, there is a way to expand the specific contact list within Qgiv and select which people should receive that list. So unfortunately, I was having technical issues, but that is an option that you can use within Qgiv. So if you have a subscription list of 100 people, but you only want 5 people to receive that, you can do that. And it's a simple checkbox. You can unmark or mark them, whoever wants to receive it.
That's wonderful. Are there optimal times in terms of times of day for sending giving text to promote donor response?
I actually jumped in and did a little research on the fly. That was not included in our articles, which gives us a great topic to write on. But I did find some research that suggests that between 3 and 4 p.m., about 39% of people will reply as the kind of the optimal best time to send. And then as far as the worst time, about 2 to 3 p.m. So the tail end of the day, people I think are Eastern time at least a little distracted and willing to jump in and reply to those. That's at least my hunch there. But certainly a great question and one we'll look into.
Yeah, and that's also something that you can take from like best practices that we tend to have on social media, right? Where you're trying to find when people are going to be on that platform. So when are they going to be on their phones the most? Lunchtime, if they're not running around, they're sitting down. 7 to 8 in the morning, maybe too early for some people. I'm a morning person, so if I get a text that early, but lunchtime, after work hours, those are 10s, and then 4 to 5 as 3 to 4, 4 to 5. Probably good times to send as well. But yeah, that's something that we can look into.
Thank you for that question. I always love to say we learn from everyone's questions too. So thank you for asking. When you're composing those texts, can you add images or emojis to them?
No.
Okay. Is there a character limit?
Yes.
136.
130. Thank you. I was
about another thing that I looked up because I wasn't sure myself, but it's 136 character limit.
Wonderful. Awesome. Can you set up different keywords, or do you only have one keyword for different campaigns and fundraisers for your organization?
You can set up different keywords, and you can do that all through the Qgiv platform. You do not have it's unlimited keywords that you can set up through the mobile suite package. So you can tie whatever keywords that you need for your specific campaign. Sometimes we see organizations do a specific Giving Tuesday one based on the campaign that they're running, but they also have a year-round going, and they also have a year-end going as well. So yeah, you can set up through the mobile suite package specifically. For the text giving, it is going to be a charge to add an additional keyword to that. So if you're going to use the text giving through the mobile giving foundation, you would have to just either use one keyword or pay the additional amount for that other keyword as well.
Awesome. What about phone numbers? Are they transferable from other text to give providers, or does that remain with the provider?
That remains with the provider. 50155 is for us. That's our short code that we have. You have any?
I believe the question. I read the question a little differently, so I'm not sure the intention. But okay. I think I kind of read it as if you have recipients' phone numbers tied up in those other providers. Again, if that provider allows for an export, similar to the response as we were explaining how you can pull it down from Bloomerang, if you have those in there, you can pull it down and import them. So it's I wouldn't say they're transferable as far as a direct integration, but it would be kind of an export-import process again there to get those numbers into the Qgiv system.
Great. So it might not be automatic, but if you have a way to get those phone numbers from another system, you can get them into this system. Awesome.
Yes, ma'am.
What processor is used? Are the donations processed through Stripe? And is there a way to allow donors to offset the cost of the processing fees?
So we work directly with WorldPay, but you can use whatever payment processor that you want. And Qgiv would just work with them to get that set up specifically. In terms of offsetting processing costs, we do. So we have something called gift assist. So it's something on our donation forms. And basically it's just a way for all donors have to do is click a box and it will offset the processing costs that are going through the form. So that is included through the mobile suite package. So when they get on the form, all you have to do is enable gift assist and they're able to offset that cost. There is not an option in the text to give option, I don't believe.
For text to give, what information about the donor do you get? Do you get their name and phone number? Is there anything else?
Since that is through the Mobile Giving Foundation, do we get anything in the?
It's very limited. It is essentially just their phone number. So the one of the limitations of that offering is that you are limited in what you can do after the fact. You know, it's more of a dollars initiative there when you're looking to raise funds, maybe as a mass appeal for a natural disaster, or you have a captive audience, like some of our clients use it in stadiums for big events. But when it comes to cultivating those relationships after the fact, it's a little more difficult because you're not able to collect all of that information that you typically have through the more, I guess, traditional way of text fundraising.
Yeah, and that's where Mobile Suite comes in. That'll definitely help you a lot more, as you can tell with the different messages that you can send out automatically and outbound messages as well. Cultivating is a lot easier through the Mobile Suite package.
Wonderful. And there's a question here about your auction module, which I know we didn't dig into today, but it seems that there's some interest. So I'm going to launch a poll. If you'd like a follow-up about any of Qgiv services, not just the text giving, if you want to learn about other things as well, please let us know in the poll. In the meantime, we'll continue with the questions. What reports does Qgiv offer to share with stakeholders on campaign results?
So we have a very robust system of reporting. So basically anything that you need to pull out of the Qgiv system, you can. And those are just through our standard reports. We have a ton of different reports. Any type of information that you need, you can pull it out. As we were talking about earlier with the data package, you are able to then set up custom reports and save them. So if you do have something that you need to specifically send over to your board members, you can save it. Easy export, send it over to the board members so that they can be updated on the progress.
Wonderful. We have a couple more questions that came in, but we have 1 minute left, and we want to be respectful of everyone's time. So we want to make sure to respect your time, and we'll make sure to follow up with the rest of the questions via email. Justin, do you have any last minute thoughts, tips for our friends today?
All I have is if you want to get in contact, obviously you can use the poll and we can get in contact with you that way. But also you can also go to www.qgiv.com. Our phone number here to reach us is 888-855-9595 or email us at info@qgiv.com.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Justin and Brendan, for joining us today and for all of that wonderful information. Thank you to all of you for spending part of your afternoon with us. We hope that this has been enlightening for you. We love showing you all the different capabilities and all the different tools that can help you raise money for your causes. So thank you for being here. We hope you all have a great rest of your day, and we hope to see you in another Academy class soon. Have a great day.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye, everyone.